If you a true boxing fan, get your toe-to-toe savage apparel. Go to toe-to-toe-savage.com and get your toe-to-toe savage apparel. It is epic, as you see here. I wear toe-to-toe savage apparel on a day-to-day basis, going to the gym, going to the boxing gym, or wherever. It just makes you feel like a gorilla. Get your toe-to-toe savage.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, and I'm back at y'all with another one. So I have multiple people that hit me up and they like, Blue, you defending Terence Crawford, but he never fought a young, hungry lion. He need to fight Jerron Boots Ennis, young, hungry lion. He never fought a young, hungry lion, which is not true. People saying that Terence Crawford never fought a young, hungry lion is people that just started paying attention to Terence Crawford and taking notice of Terence Crawford. A few things have to be said and taken into account that people are not taking into account. One thing, who's the young, hungry lion that Terence Crawford avoided? I need my cricket button. What young, hungry lion has Terence Crawford avoided? What young, hungry lion was available for Terence Crawford to fight? Another thing, people completely forget, because we look at their careers for what they are now and not for what they was then. Terence Crawford fought against a top 10 undefeated pound-for-pound fighter who was Olympic gold medalist in Yoriokas Gamboa. He was ranked number 7 on the pound-for-pound list. Yoriokas Gamboa was. And for some reason, people have this in their brain like Terence Crawford fought a small Yoriokas Gamboa. Terence Crawford was fighting at 135. Gamboa came up in weight and was competing at 135. So what are people talking about? He's never fought a young, hungry lion. Gamboa was younger. Gamboa was top 10. He was ranked number 7 pound for pound. And Terence Crawford knocked him out. And Gamboa was undefeated in a knockout artist. He was just dealing with promotional issues and signed with 50 Cent. So people confuse that. Then they forget that Terence Crawford fought against Victor Postol. That people said that after he knocked out Lucas the Machine Matisse, he was the boogeyman. And Danny Garcia moved up in weight to avoid Victor Postol. And Terence Crawford had started talking about moving up, and they started saying that Terence Crawford was ducking Victor Postol. So Terence Crawford fights Victor Postol, drops him twice, and wins a unanimous decision over Victor Postol, and suddenly that don't count. Because we are only focused on what their careers ended up being after Terence Crawford beat them. Not what they was when he beats them. So let me get this straight. Because I'm a big fan of Jerron Boots Ennis, the Phenom, as I refer to him as. The former unified WBA, IBF, Ring Magazine welterweight champion, who's now junior middleweight WBA interim champion, and 35 wins, no loss, no draw, 31 wins by way of knockout. I'm a big fan of Jerron Boots Ennis. Terence Crawford is a 5-division champion, 3-division undisputed champion, and the first ballot Hall of Famer once he retires. 42 wins, no loss, no draw, 31 wins by way of knockout. They both have 31 wins. So let's say Terence Crawford was to fight and beat Jerron Boots Ennis today. Right? This is the young, hungry lion that everybody's talking about. Let's say Terence Crawford fights and beats him, which he tried to fight him twice on 2 separate occasions. But nonetheless, let's say Terence Crawford fights him and beats him. And Jerron Ennis suddenly starts losing, which I don't think would happen. But let's just say he suddenly starts losing to this guy, losing to that guy. Now we just discredit Terence Crawford because he fought Jerron Ennis. Man, look what Jerron Ennis ended up being. Huh? So they got to go on to have, after you beat them. Now people say you avoiding them, you ducking them. But they also, you got to beat them, and they also got to go on to not lose anymore. And to go on to have a Hall of Fame stellar career after you beat them in order for you to get credit for beating them? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. So that's one thing, right? But then people fail to realize, for one, he tried to fight Jerron Ennis. For two, what other hungry young lions was available that he didn't fight? When Virgil Ortiz fought Maurice Mighty Mo Hooker, right? And Terence Crawford was in his corner with Bowman. Virgil Ortiz said, after I beat Maurice Hooker, I'm going to beat his mentor and Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford was right there. Virgil Ortiz beats Maurice Hooker. Virgil was number one in the WBO and his mandatory. After the fight, Virgil starts talking about he needs time. I'm going to go back to the drawing board. Right? Because he suddenly realizes it might be too early to fight Terence Crawford. So Virgil Ortiz didn't fight him. Terence Crawford said, if he think he ready, let's make it happen. Virgil Ortiz chose not to fight him. And they started to feel like they wasn't ready. He tried to make the fight with Jerron Ennis. When the Errol Spence fight fell through, Terence Crawford said, line it up. Let's make it happen. Steven Espinosa didn't want to step on Al Heyman's toes and Errol Spence's toes. That's why he didn't fight him. And then he ended up fighting Errol Spence. But he would have fought Jerron Ennis before he fought Errol Spence. So he would have fought Errol Spence, Jerron Ennis, and if he would have won, he would have then fought Errol Spence for undisputed. And if he would have beat Jerron Ennis at that point in time, people would discredit the victory and say Jerron Ennis didn't fight and beat anybody. We have to take these things into consideration. So if he was to fight Jerron Ennis right now and beat Jerron Boots Ennis, who did Jerron Boots Ennis beat prior to that would garner Terence Crawford to get the credit he deserves for beating Jerron Ennis outside Jerron Ennis' natural talent? Because you discredit him for beating Yuriorkis Gamboa and Victor Postol because of what they became after he beat them when they was both undefeated when he beat them. He unified the belts against Victor Postol to become undisputed at 140, and he knocked out Gamboa. The only thing people talk about from the Gamboa fight is that he got rocked by Gamboa. That's the only thing people talk about. Man, look at Victor Postol. Look at him. He's trash. For what he became afterwards? How about maybe they were never the same fighter after they lost to Terence Crawford, and it was demoralizing to them, and they never got back to what they once was? How about he ruined their careers moving forward? Ever take that into consideration? And who else was available? So he was willing to fight Virgil Ortiz, who said no. He was willing to fight Jerron Ennis, who team said no. What other young hungry lions was there for him to fight? Because everybody else is on the same page as him, in the same era of him. Sean Porter, Errol Spence, Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia said he didn't want to fight him. He tried to fight Mikey Garcia before Mikey Garcia fought Errol Spence. Mikey Garcia said he didn't want to fight Terence. Mikey Garcia was a 4-division champion. Mikey Garcia is a Mexican superstar, a first ballot Hall of Famer. Terence Crawford tried to fight Mikey Garcia, and Mikey Garcia said no, he run too much. We fought in the amateurs. I don't like his style. I don't like the matchup. So no, I'm not interested. So that was Mikey Garcia, Virgil Ortiz, and Jerron Ennis. Who else is left? Who else was left? We got to start making this make sense, man. It don't make sense, man. Stop discrediting the dude, and let's praise the dude let's celebrate the dude. I mean, you may not have to praise him, but celebrate the dude for his accomplishments, what he has done. How about that, man? Let me know what y'all think, man. But this whole Terence Crawford never fought a young, hungry lion, man. Terence Crawford need to pass the baton. It's nonsense, bro. It's all nonsense. It's fake and it's nonsense, bro. Period. But let me know what y'all think, man. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. It's your boy Blue signing off. I'm gone. Peace.